everybody. It's the second episode of Fibonerdi Podcast. It is me, Hoyt, back again with Vincent.
I believe that you just fucking destroyed everyone's either headphones or speakers.
And Brandon.
Yep.
What, no fuck off again?
That was literally the best thing.
Yep.
Out of the spectrum of shit that you could say, it was the best thing that you could have said was just, yep.
It's very reminiscent to Han Solo.
Oh,
saying, I know.
Oh, yeah.
For the first time.
It is nothing like Han Solo. Because, first of all, when Han Solo said, I know, every girl's fucking panties got instantaneously fucking wet. Okay? That has nothing to do with fucking yep.
It's too easy to troll you, Hoy. It's too easy. It's amazing. I love it.
No, it's Star Wars.
Now, do you feel that you'd be able to do that in a relationship? Like, have a girl that's just totally fucking into you and just be like, oh my god, Hoyt, oh my god, Brandon, I love you. And just like, I know. And then not get super fucking upset.
First of all, it only works if you are rugged like Han Solo
And you're about
or
to destroy
Malcolm
the
Reynolds.
Death Star.
Or Malcolm Reynolds. Those are the only two scenarios where that actually fucking works. Because guess what? Just like girls in Disney movies, yeah, guys in Star Wars, not fucking reality. Will never fucking happen. Not ever in fucking existence.
I want to be a stormtrooper, though.
Because that's not what shit is in real life. It's not the way it fucking works. Unfortunately.
I feel like it's Han Solo and also Tom Hiddleston. I can never be Tom Hiddleston, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's the way it fucking goes. So yeah, we don't really have anything planned to talk about today other than we just figured we would just come on here and shoot the shit and see how it goes.
Yep, it is December 20th, 5 days before
I almost think
Christmas.
we shouldn't put dates in this because it's going to be like 2 months before we post this. Like, god damn it, it took forever.
Well, it is what it is.
Whereas if we don't say the date, we'd be like, oh yeah, we just recorded that shit last night.
Yeah.
That's because we need to set up a fucking schedule to record on, and we never fucking do.
Well, that's because fucking we have changed schedules all the goddamn time.
Well, that and the last time we went to record, we fucking played Smash Brothers for 6 hours.
I mean, I felt like that was time wasted correctly. It wasn't a waste of time.
Oh, don't get me wrong, it was not a waste of time at all.
I mean, 8 hours of Smash seemed very productive to me.
I destroyed...
It did. Dude, I have come a long way.
You've come a lot?
all over Smash Bros.
Oh, okay. Is that why the controllers were so sticky?
No, I've actually...
I don't want to touch my Smash Brothers controllers anymore now.
Fuck you guys.
Did you hear that they had the amiibos, the ones that that they totally ran out of? They're like, yeah, we're going to make more of those. Oh yeah, that hub that you need to actually play the game with a GameCube controller? We're still not making that.
Oh yeah, dude! Like,
Just to let you know.
I totally fucking they released it with the Smash bundle, which came with a fucking Smash Brothers controller, the fucking adapter, and the game for $100 at GameStop. All those came with one, but they made a limited number of the adapters for the Wii U, and I'm fucking pissed about it because I'm still trying to track one down.
Best Buy had it. Best Buy had it with a bundle for Wii U. It came with the Wii U. This was Cyber Monday though.
Yeah.
They had the Wii U, Smash, the new Mario game, and then 3 other games, plus the hub, all for like $349.
So
I don't need to fucking...
What's the difference between using that hub and one of the controllers, and just using the Mario or Luigi or whatever character Smash controllers that they have?
The GameCube controller?
Yeah.
That C button is a smash at all times. But it is constantly a smash.
It's not a Smash in the other ones.
No. Not in the
You actually have to hit. You actually have to hit at the right time, the direction and the smash button at the same time in order to get the smash. With the GameCube controller, the C button always a smash.
Yeah, C stick automatic smash button.
Gotcha. I thought that's how it was with the new controllers too.
No, not at all.
No,
they don't have a C button.
Yeah, it's a directional A.
Because my buddy, whenever I played Brawl way back in the day on my Wii. Like, I'd never played Smash Brothers before, and he was training me to play Smash Brothers, and he would use a fucking GameCube controller, and I would use my little fucking Wiimote with the nunchuck and try to fucking get shit to work. And he would always beat the shit out of me, and I always wondered why the fuck he was beating my ass so hard. And it was because he was using a GameCube controller, and the fucking C button was a constant smash. And he never told me this until I started getting really good. And I was keeping up with him in fucking smashes, and he was like, yeah, just to let you know, this C button, constant smash. I was like, you're a fucking dick.
At least it's like a level playing field. Like, as long as we don't have the hub and we all have to use... like a controller, and we all have to do the directional A for a smash. We don't have that C stick. At least it levels it a little bit.
Can you still charge your smashes with that?
Yeah. You can't.
You can charge them.
I don't know. I've never really been able to play with one.
You mean with the C stick?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just hold it. You hold it instead of flicking it. If you flick it, it does automatic smash. But if you hold it, then you do your charge smash.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you do it like that.
Interesting.
So finished fucking season 1 or mid-season of Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did too.
Holy cock-sucking Christ. That shit was amazing.
That's offensive this time of year.
No, it's not.
Really?
I'm Jewish.
I was a little surprised, but a lot of it was also kind of really predictable too.
Okay.
A lot of it. So, like, I've suspected for a while that Wells was going to be the Reverse Flash.
Yeah, but
Not quite in the way that they portrayed it so far.
He's playing two characters.
Yeah.
He's playing Harrison. What the fuck his first name is? It's Harrison, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. It's fucking Harrison Wells. The character that he's playing is actually that character, Wells. It's Professor Wells. Now, the writer for Flash, the TV show, his favorite TV show growing up was the Super Friends. And one of the episodes had a scientist named Professor Wells who was like a time traveler who would like fuck up the timeline and then refix it. And he just did it really for shits and giggles. So he's playing that character also. But when you have, I forgot the actor's name who's playing him, but he's a well-known actor.
Bob Saget.
No, not Bob Saget.
He's kind of like a mixture of Bob Saget and Steve Jobs.
He is like Bob Saget and Steve Jobs.
And then he turns into like super Bob Saget Steve Jobs when he takes off his glasses.
In a wheelchair all the time, but doesn't really need it.
Yeah, because then he like turns into a fucking badass when he takes off his glasses. And I know he slaps around Cisco when like the camera.
I'm going to throw this out there. There's also a little parallel with Stephen Hawking in there due to the wheelchair and the time dilation.
I wonder what the story behind the wheelchair is. Like, I know, like, in the show, they talk about, you know, the explosion of the particle accelerator, and he got crippled in it and everything, right? Which he really didn't.
Yeah, I think the whole thing is
it's,
he wanted to make people believe that he wasn't unaffected by it. Like, oh, he fucked up this whole shit. Like, there was a big explosion, and the guy behind it, nothing happened to him. Like,
yeah.
Well, it's not just that.
He's in a wheelchair. We can't blame him now. Pretty much.
It's not just that. I think it plays a solid role in helping people to underestimate him.
Okay.
Because, like, for instance, like with
how the general was.
with even like Superman and Clark Kent. Like Clark Kent, mild mannered. This guy's not Superman. This guy couldn't be capable of this or that or the other. And I mean, if him being the Reverse Flash, like, he doesn't want to be on that radar at all.
Well, that kind of
they're never going to think of that because he's like, oh, this guy's in a wheelchair. There's no way.
Yeah, well, that kind of works with like everybody's secret identity. Anybody, even Bruce Wayne, billionaire playboy. Same thing with Tony Stark in the comic books, not the cinematic universe, because in the cinematic universe, he's like, I'm fucking Iron Man, bitch. Like, give me money and bitches. But that's how all secret identities work. Is they try to do the complete opposite of what their superhero persona is to keep them off the radar.
That's true, I guess.
Yeah, that's. I mean, the only one who doesn't do it as well is Peter Parker, because he goes from smack-talking Spider-Man to smack-talking nerd. Pretty much us.
Yeah.
Just witty banter nerds.
And he's always taking pictures of Spider-Man all the time.
They're always together, but not.
Like, see, that's the other thing. Like, I do not normally get, like, with Arrow, for example. Like, Arrow, like...
The show or the comic book?
The show.
Okay.
Like, I like the fact that he throws his voice.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, with virtually every other incarnation of the superhero, whenever they fucking make a movie of it or anything, they use the same voice all the time. And me, like, I can pick voices out.
Yeah.
Like a heartbeat. Like, especially when I'm watching, like, animation, I'll be like, that's so-and-so. That's this guy. That's that guy.
Well, they
For
talked
me,
about
like,
that with Spider-Man. Spider-Man, I think, is the only one that they actually talked about that with. They were like, Spider-Man's mask does two things. Conceals his identity and muffles his voice. Because, I mean, if you're talking through your fucking hand, it's a little bit difficult to know who you are.
Yeah, that's true.
He's one of the only characters that doesn't really give a shit because he's muffled.
Yeah. But for me, like, with Batman, like, I would always know who fucking Batman is.
Yeah, unless he
Always.
does. I mean, I hate the fucking Christian Bale. It's needed to not to that extent, but it's still needed in a way. Like even when Michael
Swear to me.
even when Michael Keaton did it, he still did it in like a lower tone than his regular Bruce Wayne voice.
I fucking hate Michael Keaton's
Speaking
Batman.
of which,
Did you watch Birdman though?
No.
Birdman is a movie based off of Michael Keaton as Batman.
nice.
Take Michael Keaton and Christopher Reeves, those two stories, and put them into a movie. It's pretty much the whole story behind Birdman is Michael Keaton's character played a character called Birdman. He was just like, I'm Birdman in real fucking life, bitches. No one else is Birdman. And goes through life like that. And it's actually his reality is being split between, am I Birdman or am I not Birdman? Pretty much. It's the whole fucking movie, and it is awesome.
Speaking of Michael Keaton.
I thought you just said you hate Michael Keaton.
No. I hate Michael Keaton's Batman.
Ah, okay.
Completely different. Almost as much as I hate George Clooney's Batman. But more on that later.
If he didn't have bat nipples, or a bat card, or bat cates.
Hold on.
Hold on. I want to get back on Michael Keaton.
Alright, we have to come back to the bat nipples, though.
Okay, we are coming back to bat nipples. Again, more on that later. But Michael Keaton. Beetlejuice 2.
Okay.
And I heard that he's going to be playing Beetlejuice again. And they may be getting Winona Ryder back.
I would like this. I would like this a lot. Can they get Alec Baldwin back?
I don't know. Probably. What the fuck's that guy doing?
He was the fucking nothing?
Exactly.
Hanging out with Tina Fey on Thursdays? I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, like to get him back in that movie, like, what the fuck's he doing? Like, they totally can fucking get him back in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be...
Definitely.
It wouldn't be very hard. Because he doesn't... Gina Davis. Not Gina Gershon. Totally different. But everybody gets them confused all the time. Gina Davis, she's not doing anything right now either.
She used to be married to Jeff Goldblum, right?
She did. She did. But she just might be too old to be in it.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin, he got fat, he didn't get old. That's what happened.
Yeah, like he looks exactly the same.
He's
looks
just
fat.
bigger. He just looks like Fred Flintstone now.
Have you seen Val Kilmer?
No, not lately.
Oh man, he blew up like a fucking balloon.
Are you serious?
Hold on,
It was like Elvis blow up.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Like, he went from being Batman to being Fat Bastard from Austin Powers.
Oh my god. It looks like...
Seriously, it looks like after Batman Forever.
No, hold on. It looks like Val Kilmer from an alternate dimension came over and ate Val Kilmer.
See, the funny thing is we have brought up almost every person that has played Batman right now.
Pretty
Except for Adam West, and there they are.
Yeah. Check. Okay, so what's your problem other than that with Michael Keaton?
I don't like Tim Burton's Batmans. I never have.
Okay.
They're too dark. They don't follow any sort of fucking shit. Like, for instance, the very first fucking Batman, like, the guy that kills Batman's parents is supposedly the guy that becomes the fucking Joker.
Yeah. No.
Totally wrong in every way, shape, or form. Pisses me off greatly. I just didn't like the Batman. I thought it was not what Batman was supposed to be. Like Christopher Nolan's version of Batman, touching on the fact that he goes away from Gotham City and comes back and has been trained by fucking ninja because Batman is a fucking ninja. That, to me, I was like, fuck. And Christopher Nolan, you're doing Batman the fucking right way. God damn it, it's awesome.
I think Tim Burton was trying to play on the fact that Joker's origin is unknown. Because you know how you get, like, the three main origins of the Joker? I don't
think so. I think Tim Burton was... See, this is my thing with Tim Burton.
Okay.
Tim Burton, I feel like he
wanted to cast Johnny Depp as Batman,
he
couldn't do it.
I feel like he is a very self-indulgent director.
Like, everything has to be his way, you mean?
Exactly.
Okay.
Like, for instance, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He fucked up Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, goddammit.
He called it the actual name from the original movie.
But he still fucked it up because Willy Wonka is goddamn Gene Wilder, not Johnny Depp. They made Willy Wonka out to be a fucking pedophile.
Yeah, it was very pedophile-y. Pedophile, sadist, or masochist, which is the one that likes to
it's
inflict
very
pain.
weird to me.
I think it's masochist.
It's very fucking weird. And then there was another thing that I heard recently that he may be doing, and I swear to God, I hope it doesn't happen, and I forget what movie.
8?
No. God damn it. Don't even fucking say that shit. Don't even. Especially because Disney fucking works with Tim Burton on shit. Don't fucking say that. Don't fucking say that. Why would you put that out in the universe?
To see your reaction.
That idea needs to be edited out of this fucking podcast. Right, goddamn. Because if somebody hears that shit.
Jerry, don't edit it out.
They fucking put Johnny Depp in fucking Star Wars as Darth Vader, I will shit my pants.
Out of pure joy.
No! God.
So, Batman.
Forget Michael Bay. Like, that would be raping my childhood.
Yeah. I don't even think in the last podcast we really went into depth on how much Michael Bay has dipped his dick into your childhood's ass.
Oh, dear God.
Just raped it.
I fucking hate Michael Bay. I swear to God. Don't get me wrong. Transformers 1 was good. Because, and this is why it was good.
You got your nostalgia fix?
It had good fucking scripting.
Oh,
the story
absolutely.
was solid. 2,
was the same
whoever
story.
fucking wrote that piece of shit
was the same story. All of them have the exact same story.
Well, don't
they
get
all
me
have
wrong.
the same major plot points in every fucking
Well, don't get me.
movie.
It's the Transformers.
Yeah. I mean,
Fucking-
how many times can you how many
Megatron-
episodes can you do of robots fighting?
It's essentially this. Megatron finds a way to fuck Optimus. Optimus says, "Fuck you, Megatron. I win. Done."
Megatron, no. Optimus Prime dies. Somehow bring him back to life. Goes from getting his ass fucking whooped the entire movie to I'm super badass now. I killed the main enemy dude and like
He's Optimus fucking Prime. That's what he does.
I know.
Did you just fucking explain the plot of Power Rangers? Power Rangers, villain comes. They kind of beat the villain's ass. Villain comes stronger. Beats the shit out of Power Rangers. Power Rangers get a new Zord. Beat the villain. Every episode.
Yes.
Okay. I think we should become writers. Because this shit seems really easy.
All right. Let's go back a step further and go back to Star Wars. George Lucas once said, "There is no new story. There's just new ways of telling the same story."
Which
over
I
and
agree
over
with.
again.
Yeah.
Which is totally true, because Star Wars has elements of Greek tragedies, Shakespeare, Oedipus, especially with the brother and sister shit going on.
Hamlet,
even fucking parts of the Bible, because apparently Anakin's immaculate conception because of the Force and all that stuff.
Yep.
So, like, I mean, there is no new story underneath the sun, but that said, Michael Bay needs to quit raping my stories. Like, he needs to stop working on pyrotechnics and start looking for solid script writing to fucking direct. Because Transformers 1, good. Transformers 2, bad. Transformers 3, okay. Transformers 4, only good part, watching Optimus ride fucking Grimlock.
Yeah, pretty much. Watching him bitch slap Grimlock into the ground.
It took fucking 3 hours to get to that point.
Yeah, it was 3 hours of my life that I will never get back to watch fucking 5 minutes of a movie that was the best fucking part.
Yeah, on top of having like 157, I counted them, bitches and gripes that I have about Transformers. The biggest one I have, my favorite character from Transformers is Soundwave. Soundwave, since I was 5 years old, has been my favorite character. What does Soundwave do in the first fucking Transformers movie? He's just a satellite. I was just like, my favorite fucking character, you kept him in space the entire time. Good fucking job.
I have pretty much that same fucking gripe with X-Men. Gambit is my all-time favorite X-Men ever.
How do you feel about him being played by Channing Tatum?
What?
You didn't know he's...
I know.
Yeah, Gambit is being played
What the
by
fuck?
Channing Tatum in X-Men Apocalypse.
No. He was like literally, I thought the best...
The cast for him was awesome.
I thought the best casting part of fucking Wolverine Origins, and that was the only good part about the fucking movie, was casting that guy as Gambit.
Yeah. They said, fuck that guy. Channing Tatum. Yeah, it's already been confirmed and everything.
Dude,
God damn it.
That makes me sad. That said, one thing about Channing Tatum does make me happy, and that was that I heard a rumor again that came through the pipeline that he was emailing with Sony about possibly doing a spin-off of the new all-female Ghostbusters movie with him and Chris Pratt.
Yes, I did see
and
that.
Making it like dark, rich, and dark and funny, which would be amazing.
And did you hear the dark part of that fucking rumor? Is how they said that they were going to sue Bill Murray if he is not in the movie. They said, Bill Murray, you're going to be in this movie. If you're not, you get sued for like $50 million.
For what?
For not being in the movie.
How can you sue somebody?
It's America. You can sue anybody for anything.
Because they said that they're going to lose face if the main, quote-unquote, like, pretty much Ben Kenobi of Ghostbusters is not in it.
Don't get me wrong. My favorite character in Ghostbusters, fucking Peter Venkman. And it makes me sad that Bill Murray did not want to be in fucking Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Didn't they say something, or like, didn't he say something about he's willing to do it now?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Harold Ramis, yeah.
Harold Ramis died?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was after that. Before that, they were like, you're getting fucking sued if you're backing out of this shit.
He's not really backing out of it. I mean, it's like, what, 25 years later?
Yeah, he's like, I just want to sit at home and watch fucking TV.
I just want to sit at home, dress up like a zombie.
Yeah, and wait for fucking Woody Harrelson to come to my house and kill me. It's pretty much what I'm waiting for. Oh my god. But speaking of fucking people getting totally assed out of movies, did you hear what happened to Andrew Garfield? Alright, so Andrew Garfield has been the Amazing Spider-Man for the last two movies. Did you like his performance?
I did, a lot.
I thought he was literally
the closest thing to the comic book that we've had.
Yeah.
Like he was the closest to the smart ass version of Spider-Man that we all in this room at our age have grown up with in the comics.
Exactly.
Now, before us, the original Peter Parker as he was written, which was done very well by what's his name? God dang it.
Yep. There you go.
Tobey Maguire.
Yep.
Tobey Maguire did a great original version of Spider-Man. But this is the Spider-Man I grew up reading in the books. He's a smart ass, and I fucking love Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker.
Everything out of his mouth is just a fucking joke about the person that he's fighting with, because just like Deadpool, how his fighting style is you can't figure out what the fuck he's doing, same way Spider-Man's is he throws you off guard by just making fun of you the entire fucking time so you get distracted. That was one of his quirks of how he fought. So I felt that Andrew Garfield just totally, like, everything about that character was perfectly done. Like, we haven't had, like, a significant death in any of the Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire. You know, they showed the iconic the Uncle Ben. They showed the iconic throwing, you know, Mary Jane, which was supposed to be Gwen Stacy, and the kids over. No one fucking died, but they did.
He saved them both!
Yeah, ended up fucking saving them both when there was supposed to be a huge climactic part of the comic book and the cinematic universe did not get done. They showed it in Amazing Spider-Man 2, Andrew Garfield, and it was done amazingly. It was so fucking believable. And now, Sony and Marvel are like, hey, everybody wants Spider-Man to be in the next fucking Avengers movie and X-Men movie. We want that too. So you know what? Let's fucking do it. But you know what? Let's fucking fire Andrew Garfield, because we hate him.
What?
Now they're going to be casting an older Spider-Man.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Alternate universe where Spider-Man is older and then ends up getting his, like, leg cut off and becomes a cop, stuff like that. That older, grittier Spider-Man.
Fuck
like,
you, Sony.
Like a Christopher Nolan Spider-Man is what they're going to be casting next. They said they're totally fucking getting rid of Andrew Garfield. He's not doing the other two fucking Amazing Spider-Man movies that they had already planned. Said they might still be doing the Sinister Six spin-off, might still be doing the Venom spin-off, but Andrew Garfield will not be a part of it.
Now, is that something they decided, or was that something he decided to where, like...
That was something Marvel decided because they were like, hey, we want to do this.
Isn't he still with Emma Stone, too?
Like, in real life?
Yeah.
Yeah, they started dating, I think, before Spider-Man even started.
Well, that's good. They won't have to worry about not being on set together.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, supposedly, like, all the pictures of them together in the movie were actual pictures that they had in their houses together. Cool. So I thought that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So what happened is, Marvel tells Sony, they're like, we're going to let you keep doing, your thing. We're just going to fund you a little bit. You're going to keep your name on everything, blah, blah, blah. We're going to take most of the credit, though. You're still going to do the fucking work. So you're going to do that, but we don't want Andrew Garfield in this. We're trying to set up the Avengers storyline and the Infinity line and the X-Men line to be a lot darker.
How is Sony going to... I thought they weren't going to let him become an Avenger. Like, when was that fucking agreed upon?
When Marvel fucking throws down a check and is just like, hey, write down an amount for us to do some shit together. Sometimes people are like, okie dokie, where's the pen? So I think that's what's happening with that.
Well, if they're going to do that, then Fox needs to be like, okay, we want Wolverine in the fucking Avengers too, because he needs to fucking be there!
Yeah, pretty much. If I don't see fucking Wolverine, or at least Dakin in something in the next couple fucking years...
And, on top of that, Wolverine, the Hulk, and Thor need to fight.
Yes. They need to do like a fucking Wolverine Origins again, but have it Hulk Origins, and then do the original issue that Wolverine was introduced in, which was a Hulk fucking comic book.
First appearance of Wolverine.
First appearance of Wolverine was in a Hulk comic book. Yeah. They didn't even have his fucking powers correct. He wasn't a mutant, wasn't anything like that. He was just a dude in a fucking suit that had metal claws that were actually gloves. They weren't, like, in his body. And he was, they were saying that he was either a genetically mutated Wolverine, or that he just had, like, Wolverine spliced DNA. That was his original fucking origin. No mutant shit or anything. And then, out of nowhere, he just shows up in the X-Men, and they're like, got this dude named Wolverine, he's fucking awesome! Got adamantium and shit!
Yeah, his original costume was yellow and blue, too.
Mm-hmm.
Most people think it was the orange
and brown. Yellow and brown.
Yellow and brown. But really it was orange and blue, and then, or yellow and blue, and then it went brown and yellow, and then yellow and blue again.
Yep, exactly. And he didn't even have, like, it was very clearly gloves.
Yeah.
Like, and the claws started, like, almost at his fucking wrist. There was nothing coming out of the knuckles or anything like that. That is my phone. That Zordon is calling me. Ex-girlfriends. Thinking I'm not doing something important. So let's go back to bat nipples.
Bat nipples. So, I can't remember if it was something I read or if it was something that Hoyt showed me. But, essentially, bat nipples are one of the most important things that have ever happened to Batman.
It's absolutely the truth, because, like,
wait, did it show them how low they could get? No, they were like, never past this fucking threshold.
There's actually an extremely valid reason.
Like, okay, so, like, let's take a look at comic book movies throughout history. So we had...
Let's do that. Let's take 5 minutes to do that.
So let's take... we had the Supermans, we had the Batmans,
okay,
up until we get to Batman and Robin.
Yes.
Once Batman and Robin comes forth, which is pretty much the worst comic book movie that has ever been written in existence.
Batman Forever was the one with
Val Kilmer and Nicole Kidman, Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones, Drew Barrymore,
and then Batman and Robin was the one with
George Clooney, Christopher O'Donnell. Christopher O'Donnell was also in Batman Forever. Alicia Silverstone.
Which one was the one with
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
That was the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger with Batman and Robin?
Uma Thurman.
Okay, we're on the same page then.
That was Batman and Robin.
Let me just remember that fucking Uma Thurman, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Jim Carrey were in that fucking movie.
No, Jim Carrey was not in that movie.
Oh no, he was in the one with fucking Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
My bad.
So, that said, Bane was also in that
that's
one.
But
the one I don't remember who played fucking Bane.
Yeah, because he died shortly after.
Yeah. So, anyway, that movie was the worst comic book movie that was ever written. That being said, at the same time, it is the greatest comic book movie that was ever written.
Please explain this. Because my rage is building.
The reason for this is because that movie made Hollywood rethink how comic book movies are supposed to be fucking made. And that's how we get X-Men and Spider-Man.
I think it's funny, though.
And the Avengers.
Going off exactly what you just said. You see how they had to do the worst thing in movies, for movie comic books, for them to have to switch? They did the same thing with the actual comic books. After there was a certain timeline, or there was a certain point in time that they were like, let's fucking stop doing all this stupid shit and make stuff really relatable, really fucking gritty, and then really dark.
Do you know why that happened?
The movies or the comic books?
The comic books.
Why?
because of Stan Lee with Marvel.
Okay.
Stan Lee, like, they had the comic book code back in the day where you couldn't do certain things. Like, you couldn't show drugs, you couldn't talk about sex, you couldn't talk about this, you couldn't talk about the other.
And then Stan Lee comes out with Fantastic Four. And
these were all things that young adults and teenagers were reading at the time, and they weren't relatable at all, because it put them in a goody two-shoes world of this is right and this is wrong. It put them in a black and white world, in which everything's black and white, nothing's gray, there's no gray area for you to move outside of those bounds.
Okay.
And Stan Lee, he used to push it, and he released, I forget which book it was that he had released, and it was with a character who was having a drug fucking problem, and it needed to be pushed out, and I forget which one.
You talking about Roy Harper?
No, that was DC, and that came
okay.
came after the Stan Lee thing. I forget which book it was, but anyway, it was one of those.
Yeah, somebody had a big drug problem.
He submitted it to the Comic Book Association, or whoever it was at the time, to fucking approve the book so it could be pushed out.
Yeah.
And they told him no. And then Stan Lee was like, okay, never mind. I'll push the book out on my own and pay for it myself. He pushed it out. Everybody in the comic book industry was like, what is Stan Lee doing?
Yeah, someone with a fucking drug problem, we're not allowed to do this.
It was like the best-selling book that month. Like, it sold more copies than any other book had ever sold or whatever at the time. And then after that, the Comic Book Association was like, yeah, okay, so let's change that rule.
Yeah, our fucking our code.
Once that happened,
comic book code is fucking stupid. Let's change it.
Once that happened, comic books changed. After that,
yeah, definitely. I believe it was DC that came right after that one with the Roy Harper story where he was a heroin addict, where Green Lantern and Green Arrow walk in on Speedy, shooting up heroin. They had that one, and then quintessentially right after that, it started going that everyone just became grittier. You started getting the grittier comic book studios. You had Image, Dark Horse. All of them started coming out with more more darker topics. Yeah. And then you had better, more relatable, and then even characters that weren't relatable that were still fucking badass because they just had badass storylines. Yeah. You had Spawn, fucking Lobo. Everybody started coming out after that.
Constantine.
Yeah, Constantine. You hear what fucking Constantine? They were originally going to just stop it, and then after the mid-season finale, they're like, I think we're going to fund a second season.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I did not hear about that. And
I forgot to text that to you.
I needed to know that so bad, because, like, seriously, like, these guys have been listening to me bitch about how they were going to cancel that shit, and I was so pissed, because he's, like, my favorite DC character ever. He's just an amazing, badass fucking guy of the occult. And if you haven't seen Constantine, it comes on NBC, and it's a fucking amazing. Friday nights, 10 p.m. Even though it's on mid-season finale right now, and it's pick back up.
Watch it on fucking Apple TV, Chromecast, whatever you got.
Hulu that shit.
Yeah, Roku. Have you guys seen Gotham?
No, I haven't.
Not in the comic book. I mean the TV show.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to watch it. I haven't watched it yet though.
All right, I'm not going to spoil anything, but just quick rundown. Gotham is.
The whole thing about Gordon, right?
Yeah, it's about Gordon. Just think about, like, every, like, buddy cop fucking precinct documentary show, like CSI or something like that, and you're just in precinct the whole time, hanging out with the detectives. That's what it is. And it starts right after the death of Bruce Wayne's parents.
Isn't, like, Selena Kyle in it?
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Everybody's young or not a villain yet.
Yeah, because, like I know, I saw in the preview that, like, Selena Kyle's in it, which is Catwoman, and she's way the fuck older than Bruce.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yes.
It shouldn't happen.
She's noticeably older in the show than the Bruce character, but not as much of a gap as they're supposed to be. There's supposed to be almost a 10-year gap between Selena Kyle and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
It looks like there's only like a maybe 3 or 4 year gap between them. But you see Bruce Wayne young, Selena Kyle young. You see Penguin as a like low-level type person, but now they're trying to say that he's actually the character that's playing Penguin is going to play Joker. They're fucking around and shit with that. It was cool because a couple of the first episodes, you saw characters that you were like, that's fucking Joker. There's a comedian in a comedy club, and there's no one there. That's fucking Joker. There's a guy and fucking trying to save people, but he sucks at. That's Joker. Like but they did that on purpose. They're like, we're just gonna keep throwing like little Easter eggs at you, but eventually we're gonna give you the clues.
Yeah.
So then you see Gordon at like his first few days in the precinct in Gotham. So this whole show is supposed to just be prequel to the Batman that we know and love.
Yeah.
It's Gotham descending into a pile of shit.
Exactly.
Because once Wayne's parents die, which is the only reason Gotham was still fucking pumping.
Yes. Shit goes to hell.
Yeah.
It's funny because I don't know if you can guess who the best fucking character in that show is. Alfred.
I'm sure.
The fucking guy who plays Alfred is amazing.
Oh, okay. So let me run this by you.
He doesn't take anyone's shit. Fucking Bruce Wayne is on the top of the roof, like, trying to combat fear, and he's just like, get your fucking ass down here, Master Wayne! What did I tell you? That's how he is all the time, and it's perfect.
I heard this fucking theory a couple days ago, which I've thought about for years, and actually has popped into my head a time or two, but could never really think of, like, why it would even be possible.
Okay.
So, and it equates to this, that Alfred is actually Bruce Wayne's father.
Okay.
Like, okay, think about it for a second. Why would a butler be so devoted to a child?
You don't know about the Pennyworth family line?
No.
They did like a little story. I probably know more information than I should as one person. They did. I was reading this story that it said there's a lot of animes where if there's ever like a butler or something, they're descendants, and so the butlers are always like sworn to protect that lineage that they have. So like if I was born at the same time as you, Hoyt, like my family, the Setas, have to guard the Dinguses. Like through all of my children's children, like they always guard that. So supposedly that's how it is with the Pennyworths and the Waynes. Like fucking Alfred takes care of Bruce Wayne and Thomas Wayne. Alfred's father took care of Thomas Wayne as a child and Thomas Wayne's father, and it's just always been like that.
Okay. That kind of makes sense.
And then going on your theory, one that you heard, I heard another theory that Bruce Wayne is actually fucking insane, and Alfred is actually all the villains. Alfred dresses up like the Joker and Scarecrow and all that to help Bruce Wayne cope with the fact that his parents are dead. Yeah, I'm gonna help you, and he just has like a like remember fucking Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman suit?
Yeah.
Like that's what his Batman suit looks like, and he's just like deranged in his house, and is like Alfred with makeup on pretending to be the Joker, and it's just him pretending so that he has something to live for.
That's really fucked up.
I know, and it's amazing, and it's my favorite fucking theory. It is amazing. I love it.
I like my theory the best because, like, if you think about it, like
mine is so much better.
No. I like my theory because, like, I like to think that, like, that Alfred probably is Bruce Wayne's dad because, like
an
Alfred
uncle or something.
Alfred takes care of him through a lot of shit that he goes through, and especially like it's also why he's kind of like he doesn't ever really say anything to Bruce to the negative of what he's doing. He always tries to push him forward and help him do what he's doing.
Yeah.
And Alfred is ex-SKS.
Mm-hmm.
So he was military special forces dude at one point in time. So he was jacked, and after he got out, he became a butler. Which is just fucking weird. But anyway. So if he becomes a butler, and he becomes a cut-up butler, because, I mean, he's fucking SKS commando.
Yeah.
At the time he becomes a butler, Bruce Wayne's mom may have, one day had an affair with the super cut-up military butler that's living in her house.
Okay.
And 9 months later, comes along young Bruce.
I kind of like this theory now.
It's possible.
Because it's plausible to me, especially because, like, okay, the dude was fucking ex-military special forces. Mm-hmm. It kind of makes sense. They're fucking rich. Rich people are typically known for not being the most loyal people to each other.
Exactly.
And they stay together pretty much for the money, for the most part, when shit like that happens. So, Bruce's dad could have known about this, and they not split up because of it. And kept Alfred around just because, well, you're going to help raise your son, fuckhole.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
What if?
I like that theory.
What if Alfred actually killed Bruce's parents?
If he's Johnny Cold or what the fuck his name is, the guy.
Yeah, but
John
the mom's always shot first. I thought. It depends on who's shot first, because in some ones it's the mom. I know.
A lot of them is Thomas Wayne trying to stop the gunman and getting shot first.
Yeah,
that's what a lot of them are. And then it's the gunman trying to grab the pearls, then shooting Martha.
Yeah,
and then that's why you have the individual pearls falling in the water.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes. But the reason why I asked the question about Gotham, we went on a total fucking tangent about that, is because they are thinking, or it's in the works, doing Krypton.
I saw this.
Doing the exact same thing they're doing for Gotham, just Krypton, and it's Jor-El and Superman's mom. Not Jor-El. Female Jor-El.
Jor-El.
Yeah. And it's them 10, 15, 20 years before shit goes down and they have to send Baby Clark.
That would be interesting to see General Zod in his prime.
So, I don't know a whole lot about what goes on with Soup in the comics and all that.
Okay.
All I know is the movies that have come out.
Okay.
What if Krypton was never destroyed?
What if Superman got...
They've played...
What if Superman landed in the Soviet Union?
Yeah. So, like, there's the Bottle City of Kandor.
Okay.
Which is a series in which, like, Brainiac has put Kandor, which is the capital city of Krypton, and put it in a bottle. It's a fixed point in time that Superman can go back to. The Superman Godfall series goes into that.
Yeah, looks like a little snow globe.
Yeah, it's a little snow globe, sits in the fucking Fortress of Solitude, and Soup can go into Kandor anytime he wants and visit his parents. It's like a fixed point in time, so it's like back in time in Kandor.
Imagine him when he talks to Jor-El during that little hologram thing, kicked up to a fucking 1,000.
Yeah, but what if that's not actually what's going on?
Okay.
What if that is just like a holographic representation, similar to what he sees in the Fortress of Solitude?
Mm-hmm.
What if Krypton still exists, and it was just one of those things of Jor-El knocked his wife up, decided they didn't want a kid, play this bullshit-ass story out, send him off on a rocket.
They've debunked that. Superman 2. At the end of Superman 2, he goes back to fucking Krypton. Or tries to go back to Krypton because he hears a rumor from a astronomer that supposedly Krypton may still exist. So he goes to Krypton and finds out that it's still blown the fuck up.
You mean that thing that it's gonna take you like fucking 5 million years for the light to travel from the fucking exploded world to reach Earth? And that's why the astronomer thinks that it's there? Don't you think he would have known that, being a fucking astronomer?
So anyway, Soup goes all the way to Krypton.
I'm sorry, I didn't study astronomy in college or anything, but I know a little bit about how fucking long light takes to travel.
And then we have Zack Snyder?
Yes.
We have Zack Snyder's Superman come back in Superman Returns, which is Brandon Routh.
Yeah, and that whole story is about it.
From Krypton that was blown up.
And they were like, did you find what you were looking for? And
he's like, nope, still blown up.
Yeah, he's like, still fucking rocks. How I got all this kryptonite here, I don't really know.
I think I saw my dad's finger floating in space.
It was pruny.
That's not necessarily completely debunked, though.
Yeah, I mean, because we're talking about the cinematic universe, not the comic book universe.
Well, true, but even in the cinematic universe.
I don't think they really debunked anything in the comic book universe.
No.
Even in the cinematic universe, though, like, he has no way of knowing that is actually where Krypton was.
Very true. Well. Very true.
Like, it could have just, the astronomer could have just thought, oh yeah, I think that's Krypton. It looks like it's there. Go check it out.
Same thing that happened in DBZ, in Dragon Ball Z, when Bardock, Goku's father, fights Frieza. The explosion that is used to kill Bardock is so powerful that it displaces him in time. So it could have displaced Krypton in time or space.
So what you're saying is it could be Gallifrey.
Exactly. Fucking exactly. To the fucking T.
But I'm going to throw this out there. Superman has the Fortress of Solitude. Okay, it is the collective of Kryptonian knowledge.
Yes.
On Earth.
Yes.
Do you not think that Jor-El will be like, hey son, this is where we work?
No.
Bullshit.
Do you think he ever did that?
Yes.
No.
It's like tons of Kryptonian knowledge. Of course, it's going to have the original location of fucking Krypton.
No, because don't you think also it would have given him the locations to all other traveled planets and or universes that the Kryptonians went to?
I'm
How?
not sure it entirely does.
Hold on. How in the fuck would Superman travel back to Krypton?
How in the fuck?
How would he?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. It was in Superman 2. Ask fucking
That's what I'm saying.
Christopher
Because
fucking,
the whole
who was
thing.
it? Fucking oh god damn
It's
it.
like Christopher Reeve's is dead.
Richard
Whatever the fuck his name is. Doesn't matter.
Richard Donner. Ask
Okay.
Richard Donner.
Correct me if I am wrong. Because I am often mistaken with these things.
Okay.
Does Superman not get his power from Earth's fucking sun?
Yes. The red sun. There's many red suns.
You mean orange?
No, it's red.
Our sun is red. Our sun is orange.
Our
Or
sun,
yellow.
our sun is considered a red sun to them. Or no.
No.
No. It's
Kryptonian.
yellow, I'm sorry.
Yellow sun.
Kryptonian's
Kryptonian is red.
sun. You're right.
And then he
Yeah.
gets his powers
Yellow sun.
amplified
Yellow sun.
double if
My
it is a
bad.
blue sun.
Yellow sun. Yellow sun. Red sun makes him normal.
Yeah. Okay.
So what you're saying is there is enough stars directly in the path from here to Krypton?
No, they already
No,
said,
no,
they already,
he would totally-
they already debunked that.
He flew in a spaceship
Oh, okay.
that he
Spaceship?
built from
Whatever,
Kryptonian knowledge.
Spaceship 1, and if he's going to travel himself, he has enough yellow sun radiation in his DNA, and then he also has a suit, a yellow radiation suit, that keeps enough yellow radiation in the suit so that he can travel away from a yellow star for an extended period of time. Because if you've ever seen in, I think the Superman TV show, the Superman animated TV show, you see when he goes into space, he usually has a fucking spacesuit on.
It's like Lex Luthor's
It looks
power
like,
suit.
yeah,
Just
he
not
looks like
powered by
fucking
kryptonite.
Buzz Lightyear.
Just not powered by kryptonite.
Yeah.
Like Lex.
Cancer giving kryptonite. God, cancer, right?
Maybe that's why Superman is allergic to kryptonite, because it's the only thing that gives him cancer.
I don't think so.
See, that's one thing I've never understood about Spider-Man. Or not.
Spidey. That's what I don't understand about Spidey.
I don't understand about Spider-Man why his web shooters won't work when I fill it with kryptonite.
No. About Superman, right? So, if pieces of his home planet fucks him up.
Radioactive pieces of his home planet.
Okay.
Just like radioactive pieces
of
the
our
Earth's
planet
core
would fuck us
fuck
up.
you up royally.
I didn't
Don't
know that.
lick plutonium is what we're trying to say, kids.
I didn't know it was radioactive.
Yeah, it's radioactive.
Sound like an idiot now.
That's how Superman works. He works off of radiation. Radiation of red sun. Radiation of yellow sun.
Yeah. So far in the new 52 comic book, we've only seen green kryptonite, but there are other different versions of kryptonite. There's all the different colors that have been in the golden, silver, and modern era of comic books. There has been the green, red, blue, black, purple, yellow, and golden kryptonite. There's also been like silver and shit like that. Each one is supposed to do something different.
Speaking of the new 52, the new 52 even includes fucking Constantine. They brought Constantine.
Yeah,
into
I
the
know,
new
because he goes
52,
hand in hand with Swamp
which-
Thing, right?
Yeah, which is pretty fucking awesome. Because I bought the first issue of the new 52 Constantine,
Okay.
and it's a whole exchange between him and Dr. Fate. And Chaz has to keep fucking people from coming to Dr. Fate's aid because he's summoning a whole bunch of people to fucking come kill Constantine when they're fucking having their exchange.
Nice.
And actually, in the new show, Dr. Fate's helmet is in the house with Constantine.
Oh my god. Do you know, have you seen anything for the Spider-Verse? Nothing?
Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Verse. I said Spider-Verse, not Spider-Gwen.
Yeah,
Spider-
but that's
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
Alright, so the way comic books work is usually there's a big event and then there's smaller events that happen afterwards. So,
Like Echoes.
exactly. It's like little ripples that happen and it creates different little things. So with Justice League, there was, to do the new era of comic books, to get into the new 52, there was the Flashpoint Paradox. So the big event, Flashpoint Paradox, happened, and then after that, subsequently, came the new 52 comic book, which was the new age of comic books for this new modern age, pretty much.
It's going to be like the Platinum Age.
Exactly.
Is
No,
what they'll
it goes backwards.
What does 52 mean?
They came out with 52 brand new first issue.
They are not going to call this the Bronze Age.
No, it's not called the Bronze Age. It went the Golden Age, the Silver Age, the Modern Age, and now it's going to either I believe it's the Brass Age. The Brass or the New Modern Age is what they're calling it.
The Adamantium Age.
Yeah, they don't
don't call it the Hipster Age.
No. So what happens is, in Marvel Universe, they had Original Sin. And then, I don't know if you know who the character the Watcher is.
Yeah, I do.
Alright, so what happens is the Watcher dies. Someone kills the Watcher, takes his eyes, which have all knowledge of everything, including everyone's secrets.
Yep.
They explode, releasing secrets to everybody. And then, subsequently, in the Spider-Man universe, there is a...
Giant dildo.
No. There is a new fucking... event that's happening called the Spider-Verse. And then in that verse, it's all the different Spider-Men from all the other realities all coming together to fight this guy named Marloon, or Merloon. Some shit like that.
So what you're saying is Spider-Man is now becoming the Doctor.
Yes. No, just kidding. But you start finding out all these things, and then one of the things that you found out in Original Sin was Peter Parker was not the only one bitten by the radioactive spider. As soon as it came off the hand of Peter Parker, it fell on this Asian girl's foot and bites her.
How closely do the comic books connect up with like the stories in the movies?
In the new versions?
In the new movies?
The Amazing Spider-Man movies.
The new movies, they're pretty dead on to the modern version of Spider-Man.
Alright, so in Marvel comic books, the reality, like the universe, the main universe is called 616. That's the main universe. That's Peter Parker that we all know, blah, blah, blah. And then there is a universe right next to it that's just a little bit different, and it's called the Ultimate Universe. It's a different number. The Marvel Cinematic Universe goes closer to the Ultimate Universe because the Ultimate Universe is a modernized version of the comic books. So you don't have Peter Parker having web shooters, you have Peter Parker using organic web. Yeah. You have things more scientifically proven and based like that. More genetic than radioactive.
The reason I bring that up is because in Amazing Spider-Man 2, they go into the background of Peter Parker's dad's research, right? And how the whole thing with that spider was specifically tailored towards his DNA.
Yeah.
And that's why it worked with him.
That's a mix between the Ultimate Universe and the regular one.
Okay.
Because in the Ultimate Universe, Peter Parker's father and Harry Osborn were both working together. I'm sorry, no. Fucking Peter Parker...
Norman
Osborn were working together with that, and then Peter Parker's father and Venom's father, Eddie Brock's father, were working on the Venom suit together. So there's differences. And then with the regular universe, obviously Venom was a symbiote, came from the symbiote world that was found on the War world and brought back with Spider-Man after the Secret Wars. Whole nother fucking thing.
The movie's pretty much what they like with, for instance, just like with Thor. Like Thor originally was just this old dude that had a cane and he would hit it on the ground 3 times and then he would transform into Thor. But now Thor is an actual entity.
Yeah, the actual Norse Asgardian son of Odin.
Which, I mean, like the hammer, like the way the old books were, it showed that like that was Thor at one point in time. But the hammer fell to Earth, and it chooses who is worthy of it and makes itself known, and then it gets picked up by that person. And then Thor's had multiple reincarnations of that since then, until we have what is now just Thor, who is Thor at all times.
Yeah, Thor. And then...
Not Donald Blake Thor.
Yeah. That's still his...
That's still his human identity on Earth.
Is Dr. Donald
Which is
Blake.
just an Easter egg for people who have read Thor in the past.
Yeah.
Or know Thor's origin story from the beginning.
Yeah, they show it on his ID in the Thor movie that he is Dr. Donald Blake.
And actually, even then, like, he has... there was actually one part where Nicole Kidman's character gives him a t-shirt that has a fucking name tag on it, and it says Donald Blake on there, and she was like, oh, this is old boyfriend stuff, so sorry.
Awesome. Love it. Going back to the Spider-Man Spider-Verse thing. So now all the different Spider-Men, because there's this guy named Morlun, which is like pretty much, I like spider people, so I'm gonna fucking eat them to get their powers. That's this guy's hang-up.
Okay.
So now Peter Parker needs to get all the Spider-Man from all the other bajillion fucking Marvel realities that there are, because every time anything happens or anything is hinted to happen, it creates another reality that they can play off of. So he needs to get all the different Spider-Men, Spider-Women, Spider-Monkeys, Spider-Hams,
Spider-Babies,
all together to fight this entity, and it's called the Spider-Verse. The reason why I brought it up was because one of these spider realities is set in medieval times, and they have the Spider Knight, and it's awesome because his like suit is blessed by Merlin. Do you know who Merlin is in this reality? This reality's Doctor Strange.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the same character, just it's Merlin, and there's even the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show where our universe's Spider goes to that universe, and Spider Knight's like, oh, I'll just get Merlin to send you back to your reality. Fucking Doctor Strange comes out with a glowing staff and says, oh, let me just do an incantation to get you back to your reality. Bye, Spider-Man! And then there was Spider-Gwen, who is Gwen Stacy from an alternate reality, and now she's getting her own comic book because of her popularity. What happened with her...
Really cool story.
It's fucking amazing. She becomes Spider-Man instead of Peter Parker.
And Peter Parker dies.
Peter Parker becomes the Lizard. Peter Parker...
She gets blamed for him dying, but he actually becomes the Lizard.
Yeah. So what happens is, she becomes Spider-Woman, or Spider-Girl. Peter Parker doesn't. So he's still the nerdy dude at school, still getting picked on. Now Gwen Stacy's fucking powerful and is badass, so she's like, I'm gonna protect my best friend. He gets picked on even more because this girl is protecting him. Yep. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna do some fucking gene splicing with this lizard so I can get powerful too. Turns into the Lizard, Gwen Stacy has to kill him. And then it's a cool little thing between Spider-Gwen and our reality Spider-Man. They talk to each other during the Spider-Verse event, and he's just like, I couldn't save my Gwen, and she's like, I couldn't save my Peter in my universe, and he's just like, well, we're gonna save each other this time, and we're both going home. Like, we're like, yeah, make it fucking canon. Spider-Gwen and Peter Parker, make it happen, please.
Nice.
It's fucking great. I love it. It's just a lot to handle because there are over 2,000 different Spider-Men. I mean, there's the Spider-Man 2099, which is Miguel O'Hara, which is an alternate reality future, where it's just a Spanish guy who works at a company called Alchemix, and then he ends up doing, there's a gene splicing accent that gives him Spider-Man powers. There's Miles Morales, who's in the Ultimate Universe, because the Ultimate Universe Spider-Man ends up dying. The Sinister Six kill him, and then as he's getting killed, this kid named Miles Morales is just getting his Spider-Man powers, almost exactly the same way that Peter Parker did. And the thing is, he has more powers than Peter Parker. Not only does he have all the powers of Peter Parker, he also has something called Venom Stings, where he can totally, like, fucking paralyze and electrocute you with a touch. It's fucking awesome. So there's all these different Spider-Men from all these different realities, and now they have to all come together to fight this dude named Morlun, who's coming to pretty much eat all the Spider-Men. And the one he wants the most is the Asian girl that became Spider-Woman, or Spider-Girl, because she's actually been locked up, like in a holding cell, from minutes after she was bitten and given her spider powers. She's been in, like, solitary confinement so that he wouldn't get to her. Spider-Man found her, let her out, and now Morlun from cross realities is coming to now fuck shit up.
Yeah, my little brother, he read Spider-Gwen, and his girlfriend had told me that I need to read it because it seems very interesting. And then the stuff that they're doing now with the with the whole Thor becoming unworthy on the moon because of everything that had happened in Original Sin with Nick Fury's death, and Nick Fury, after he gets the power of the Watcher, whispers in Thor's ear one word.
And then Nick Fury dying, and now
and
fucking...
then Thor just laying the fucking hammer down on the moon and refuses to pick it up. I personally think that Thor has made himself unworthy because he has put thoughts into his own head which make himself unworthy.
Exactly.
But that's me. So somebody else has to pick up the mantle. And there's really only 2 people that I could see that are possibly capable of picking up the hammer. One of them being Freya, the other being Thor's sister from Original Sin, Angela, who is Angela from fucking Spawn, which is cool as shit to me.
Definitely.
So that was like an Image Marvel crossover thing, which is really fucking cool. But I think Freya is probably the new Thor in terms of being worthy.
You brought up 2 characters, Spawn and Thor. Who does Idris Elba play in Thor? Heimdall. Do you know how badly I want him to also play Spawn? Because I feel like he'd be a fucking amazing Spawn.
He totally would be an amazing Spawn.
I would even just like fucking Michael C. White or Michael J. White to play Spawn again. Because I feel like the movie was too early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the movie was made too early in its time.
The movie was ahead of its time.
That's what I meant.
In the fact of the story being told. Like, because at that point in time, we didn't have a good Spider-Man movie. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man came out at the right time.
Yeah.
That it did. And Spider-Man had a long time to catch up. Spawn was like, everybody wanted it that was comic book fans. Yeah. And it's still a cult classic to this day. But it just wasn't to the point in which everything and everyone would draw itself to it. Mm-hmm. So, and I think because of that, we probably won't see another Spawn movie.
For a while.
For a long time.
Yeah.
Until it gets back in popularity and they're able to refresh the character, or Todd McFarlane's able to refresh the character, or whoever Todd McFarlane wants to hand it off to is able to refresh the character and make it more relevant today.
Yeah, definitely.
Just like they're doing with Constantine now. Like we had the Constantine movie with Keanu Reeves that more or less sucked, but I loved it.
Yeah,
because it was Constantine.
Yeah, but it wasn't supposed to be comic book. And
now we have fucking Constantine on a fucking major TV show on a major TV network, and I fucking love it because it's done correctly. Because the dude's blonde, he's English, he doesn't give a fuck, and they don't show him smoking, but they make a notice to him smoking because he stands at the front door and then flips a cigarette away and walks inside. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm okay with you doing that because I don't want little kids to smoke, but I'm really cool that you acknowledge that he smokes. Makes me happy.
This comes from a podcast where all 3 people smoke.
Well, I've just started vaping, so
yeah.
I'm hopefully going to stop smoking soon. And so far, it's been good.
Good. I'm glad for you.
But we have ran kind of long at this today. Not longer than last week, I don't think. Or longer than not last week, last month. But
a whole month.
We will try to get these out a lot more frequently than we are now.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Until next time, this is Fibonerdi. I'm Hoyt.
Brandon.
I'm Vince.
And we will see you next time.
Stay nerdy.